program. Okay, I'm Dave Gascon, your Master of Ceremonies in class of summer of '67. Welcome to all of you, and we have some opening remarks by our Pirate Booster President, Leonard Miller. Leonard, are you lost, Leonard?
People in the house, let's clap it up. Pirate Boosters are lucky to have you in the house, as well as our inductees, to honor them and the greatness of San Pedro. As you know, we are the only school in all of LA, as well as Southern California, and maybe California. We haven't been sure yet, to have our Hall of Fame up and running and honoring our past and our present. So clap it up for the inductees again, please. As David said, I'm Pirate Booster President this year. I've been Pirate Booster President for 5 years. Just want to let you know we almost lost this club, which was started in 1954. Brought it back to life from 41 members. We are now 511 members. If you do not have your Pirate Booster membership, it's good to get. It's supporting our school and supporting these type of events, bringing sports back to San Pedro and bringing families together. That's exactly what we're trying to do here tonight. And with your support, obviously, with these people in this room, a third annual Hall of Fame dinner. So thank you for that. I have two very special people to thank tonight, and these people put a lot of hours into your event. They definitely worked every hour of the day to make sure that they had things that we needed for tonight, for you and for your families. The first one that I'd like to call to the stage and thank them right now, and it looks like this big screen is going to get in my way. Steve Shazano. And it's Jerry Rodine. Jerry Rodine, are you in the house? There he is, there he is. Jerry Rodine, I'll talk a little bit about Jerry. So Jerry stepped up and said, you know what, I'm a Pedro boy. I'm going to take care of the Pirate Boosters, and I'm going to take care of my friends and my family in San Pedro. I want to design the monument at no charge, and I want to put everything that I believe in San Pedro into this building and into this monument. Jerry Rodine and Associates, if you need an architect, he's there. He bleeds San Pedro. Jerry Rodine.
To recognize Lillian Ferraria, which is one of history's All-American girls professional baseball league players from the 40s. Tiffany McCullen, 5'8", basketball sensation in the late 90s. And we have Melvin Yarborough, city's co-player of the year in football, also in the late 90s. These are tremendous accomplishments by these athletes, and again, take a look in the program. I hope you have a wonderful evening. It's planned well for you to do so. Thank you so much for being here. Go Pirates.
The good time that made us laugh, I'll wait back. I thought we get to see forever, but forever's gone away. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. I don't know when is going to leave. All I know is where we've been and what we've been through. If we get to see tomorrow, I hope it's worth all the pain. to yesterday. And I'll take with me the memories to be my sunshine and the rain. Hard to say goodbye to yesterday. And I'll take it's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through. Then I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side. And now you gon' be looking for the last
About it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. All about it when I see you again.
your way and the vibe is feeling stronger. What's small turn to a friendship turn to a bond, and that bond will never be broken, the love will never get lost. And when brotherhood come first, then the line will never be crossed.
Good evening. Jimmy Reese. James Herman Solomon was born in New York City in 1901. In order to avoid the prejudice directed at Jews, he adopted the name Jimmy Reese, which he used throughout his baseball career. Eventually settling in San Pedro, Reese sold newspapers to make money and played baseball at San Pedro High. He began a 77-year career in pro baseball as a bat boy for the LA Angels in 1917. He left school to play semi-pro baseball and finally reached the big leagues in 1930, playing 2 years with the Yankees, where he was Babe Ruth's team roommate. As a second baseman, he hit .278, and although his playing career came to an abrupt end, he would embark on a 6-decade career of coaching and managing. At age 71, Reese served as the conditioning coach with the California Angels, a position he held until his death in 1994 at age 92. Reese's forte was with the fungo bat, which he expertly handled to sharpen the player's fielding skills. He was the third person behind Nolan Ryan and Rod Carew to have his number retired by the Angels. It's my honor and privilege to accept this award on behalf of Jimmy Reese. Bobby Dillon was born in 1919 and grew up in the Barton Hill area. At San Pedro High, he played baseball and football, with his best efforts coming on the diamond. He was a first-team All-League and second-team All-City second baseman. And after high school, he went on to play semi-pro baseball and became heavily involved in fast-pitch softball. He took the 1947 San Pedro Athletic Club team to Cleveland for the World Championships. Dylan's softball teams continue to live on in San Pedro history. Dylan was not only an outstanding athlete, he was also considered a sportsman and a true community hero. He eventually passed away at the young age of 42. He founded the Cabrillo Bay League of the Western Boys Baseball Association. In 1963, the Cabrillo Bay Field was renamed Dillon Field in his honor. Assemblyman Vincent Thomas described Dillon as a great player, sportsman, and gentleman. Accepting this award on Bobby Dillon Sr.'s behalf is Bobby Dillon Jr.
Dave, for our family, this is a very special day, and we appreciate this award. Today's the day that my father died 54 years ago. I was 12, my sister was 14. I want to thank San Pedro for keeping his memory alive. Thank you.
There's always something to be said for the person who was the very first to do something. Ralph Rippo was an outstanding baseball player at San Pedro High School. In 1939, he was named first-team All-League. What made Rippo exceptional, however, is that he was the very first San Pedro High School baseball player to make first-team All-City, beginning a long tradition that continues to this day. His son Leo graduated from Furman Lassouin High School and was one of the outstanding catchers of his generation. Accepting this award for Ralph Rippo is indeed his son, Leo Rippo.
I'd just like my brother, my sister, and their families, and my dad's parents, Leo and Julia, his sisters, Angelina and Parmalee, and their families, that he's truly honored for this award and to be remembered. You know, he would probably want to thank his teachers, his coaches, his fellow teammates and friends from the time he started at 15th Street School to Dana Junior High and then San Pedro High School. And again, saying that he would, you know, probably one of his finest times was after he graduated, coaching many of the youth in the San Pedro area. He and Mr. Sam Dobra took a team to Provo, Utah in 1961 to the WBBA Boys Baseball Championship Series. You know, kind of similar to the Williamsport tournament that you see now on ESPN. And they won that tournament. And he was very proud of that, and for all the players. So, and on his behalf, he'd like to just, I know at this time he'd probably say to all his fellow friends and Pirates out here and all the people that just, you know, thanks for remembering him, and go Pirates.
Red Czar. Red Czar played outfield on the baseball team for 3 years at San Pedro High School. Upon graduation, Czar signed with the New York Yankees and worked his way up to AAA. He was called up to the major leagues in 1942, but Uncle Sam came calling and Czar enlisted in the Navy. While serving, he signed up to teach and coach in the Navy's baseball and basketball programs. And after the war, he went to work selling fuel to the fishing fleet and started his own fuel dock, which grew to be the largest supplier of fuel to fishermen on the West Coast. He channeled his love of baseball into coaching, and from 1946 and into the 70s, he coached at many levels and was instrumental in developing top area prospects such as Joey Amalfitano, Alan Ashby, Bobby Balsena, Ray Dieter, Gary Maddox, and others, in addition to numerous players who went on to play college ball. In 1988, the San Pedro Sentinel honored Czar as one of the 10 town's 100 greatest athletes. Accepting this award on John Red Czar's behalf is his son, John Czar.
Yes, Red would be very happy to receive this honor. It's a big honor, and thank you so much. Everybody's been really wonderful to us, and we really appreciate this. Thank you.
Again, keeping it short, they said a lot nice things about my dad, and when I grew up and I played for him, I never heard a thing. You know, it's like you're being coached by the best. And to this day, I believe my dad missed his calling. He should have been a major league manager. He was that good. Thank you very much.
I'm going to do the induction of Nick Vucelich. Former San Pedro High tennis coach Nick Zarodovich once said that Nick Vucelich was the greatest round ball athlete in San Pedro High's history. He once scored 69 points in a club basketball game, and when he didn't get any love from the press, and a player who got 64 points got all the ink, his teammates decided to feed him the ball in the next game where he scored 84 points.
Oh my God.
That feat was recognized in Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Oh, that's funny.
After 3 years on the varsity tennis team here at San Pedro High, 2 years on the varsity basketball team where he skipped his senior year, he then attended Compton College where he led the Tartars to the state basketball title. From there, he went off to Pepperdine, where he became the first wave to be honored as an All-American. He did it once in basketball in 1944 and twice in tennis in 1945 and 46, becoming the 12th ranked player in the United States. Vucelich was a 6'7" center, and he led the Waves to their first ever NCAA tournament appearance as a sophomore in 1944, and was a member of teams that placed second and third respectively at the 1945 and 46 NAIA tournaments. He led the team in scoring 3 seasons, 43, 44, and 45. His career total in points was a school record that stood for nearly 30 years, and he was inducted into the Pepperdine Athletic Hall of Fame in 1980. The committee accepts on behalf of Nick Vucelich. Our next inductee is Frank Endo. San Pedro High gymnastics can't be discussed without the name Frank Endo coming up. He is the class of 1941. He spent most of his life in the world of gymnastics, starting at the age of 14 when he saw a high school student do a handstand on the parallel bars. As a 10th grader at San Pedro High, Endo became an important point winner for the gymnastics team, winning the floor exercise and the parallel bars in the league finals and repeating that feat in the LA City Championships. Then history interrupted Endo's gymnastic dreams and Pearl Harbor occurred. Endo and his family were detained and removed to a relocation center in Colorado, where he taught gymnastics classes before his family was relocated to Chicago. In 1945, he won the Junior Gymnastics Championship gold in the all-around competition at the University of Chicago. After serving in the United States military as an interpreter for the War Criminal Investigation Division in Osaka, Japan, he became a liaison between the United States and Japanese gymnastics. Overcoming many obstacles, he returned to the United States, where he began a long career as a promoter of gymnastics and an interpreter for the Japanese Olympic teams that toured the United States. He started a supply company that's still in operation today. Among Endo's many honors, he was inducted into the Japan Gymnastics Association Hall of Fame in 1990, was the first recipient of the Judge of the Year Award presented by the Southern California Gymnastics Judges Association, and in 1998, he was named Western Judge of the Year by the National Gymnastics Judges Association. Accepting tonight is his son Doug Endo on his behalf. Doug? And I don't see Doug, so we'll accept it on his behalf. The third one I have is Coach Richard Jensen. Although such records aren't kept, it's possible that Coach Jensen was the winningest coach in San Pedro High School history. Jensen, of Kansas City, Kansas native, who attended Pepperdine and USC, came to San Pedro High in 1962 as a swim coach. Under Jensen, the Pirates, with swimmers such as Hall of Famers Pat Yelovich and tonight's inductees Glenn Hughes and Chuck Dragisevich, racked up 7 consecutive Marine League titles. The streak ended in 1969 when we suffered a loss to Gardena, the first dual meet loss since 1963. The Pirates' best finish in the city under Jensen was runner-up in 1965. He stepped down from swimming in 1974 after notching his 9th league title. He continued as coach of the cross-country team, however, and in 16 years, from 1970 to 85, the Pirates were league champions or co-champions 8 times, with 5 consecutive titles from 1981 to 1985. That included San Pedro's first city cross-country crown in 1981, and that team is being honored tonight. The Pirates finished second in the city in 1982 and third in 1983. Jensen, who retired in 1988, left the cross-country after compiling a dual meet record of 146 and 41, a 780 winning percentage. In between cross-country and swimming, Jensen assisted in track and field and football. The coach died March 2nd, 2004 at the age of 80 with a legacy that extended far beyond his coaching accomplishments. For he was beloved by all his students, not just athletes, and he was known for his great sense of humor. He even allowed his swimmer to shave his head after winning league titles, and that happened many times. Accepting for Coach Jensen is his wife Marlene and his son. Richard Jr.
Woo-woo!
My uncle.
Good evening. It's a pleasure and a privilege to accept this on behalf of my father, my sister, who happens to be right over here, my niece and her husband over here, and my mother, who couldn't make it tonight. My father, and please excuse my voice, I'm kind of under the weather. My father he wasn't born a San Pedro, my sister Marlene here, but he was kind of an adopted San Pedro. And you know, growing up in the household, I think this is such a large portion of his life. He tells stories about the accomplishments and the character of his swim team members, cross-country team members, and track, of course, his track athletes. Football be football as well. I had forgotten about that. But I almost felt like I had grown up here as well. I haven't lived in San Pedro, and now I understand exactly, why he used to say that if you could bottle the essence of San Pedro and sell it, you'd make $1 million. And so thank you so much, and just want to thank you and for your support of athletics, and for this honor of this plaque tonight, and thank you very much.
Woo-woo!
The Pirates had been getting married and having 2 sons. Those sons, Chris and Mark, of 94 and 96, played key roles for Coach Mike Walsh as he turned San Pedro into a city football power in the 90s. Back in 1954, when most football players played both sides of the ball, and there was a combined first team and second team all-league, no offense or defense, Victor was second team All-Marine League as a 5'8", 155-pound back. Besides playing offense and defense, Victor returned kickoffs and punts. He literally never left the field. The Pirates finished 6-2, tied for second place. Victor was also a hard-throwing pitcher, graduated from Long Beach State, and became a teacher, working summers as a lifeguard. Almost 40 years later, his oldest son, Chris, led the Pirates to back-to-back City 3A football titles, the first in the school's history. The 6-foot, 190-pound Chris quarterbacked San Pedro to a 12-1-1 record in 1992 as a junior, making first-team All-League, and was named first-team All-City as a senior, while the Pirates went 13-1. That included a 10-7 victory over Carson, which went on to win the City 4A title. Chris started at quarterback for Harbor College for 1 year before moving on to Culver Stockton College, an NAIA school in Missouri. In 1 year there, he passed for 1,553 yards and 13 touchdowns and broke the single game record for passing yards with 419 yards. He's now a longshoreman. San Pedro High continued its winning ways with Mark at wide receiver in 1994 and 95. The Pirates won the Southern League title again both years, but were elevated to 4A status for the playoffs, losing in the second round in 94 to finish at 7-5. In 1995, San Pedro went 10-4, became the school's first team to reach the 4A title game, where it lost to Dorsey 10-8 when a last-second field goal try was blocked. Mark, who also returned kicks and punted, was first team All-League as a junior, and as a senior made first team All-City and was on the All LA Times, Press Telegram, and South Bay teams. The brothers also played baseball, Chris a catcher, Mark an infielder. Mark continued his football career at Harvard College, where he was an All-State and All-American wide receiver in 1997, while setting a school record with 16 touchdown receptions in 10 games. He went on to play at the University of San Diego, where he received a degree in communications. He joined his brother on the docks as a Marine clerk. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pappas family.
First of all, I want to thank the committee for selecting my family, and thank you, son. Always keep an eye on me, both of them. I look at the early photographs of all the coaches. They're all deceased, from Coach Tabing, Seixas, John Balin, and a few others in there. And it's just how time flies by, but I was blessed to have two sons that were hungry to play sports, and that's what they did, and they enjoyed every minute of it. So once again, I want to thank the committee, and this is a great honor that will be cherished for all our lives. Thank you.